All right, guys, are we ready to talk about Days of Future Pasto?
Yes.
Chris, what is the title of this in Spanish?
God, I don't know. The Dias de. I don't know what the terms for future and past are, unfortunately.
Chris, you're failing your homework.
Actually, I think because future past isn't even a. I don't know if that's even a phrase in Spanish, so it may just be Dias de future past.
I'm sure they have words for future and past.
Yeah, but future past is like a fucking. Doesn't even mean anything in English. Anyway,
Ow.
that is
So-
our Spanish lesson is over.
Yeah, well, you said the. Congratulations. And day.
Days de. Do you know what of is in Spanish? I don't think so. But I did.
Are you ready to give us the rundown, Chris?
Sure.
Chris,
Excellent. Yes.
do the rundown.
Okay. I was about to, and you interrupted me.
Uh-huh. You only do when I tell you to, bitch.
Yes, sir. Days of Future Past.
Sir's better than daddy.
Takes place in the future,
God knows
where
what-
Professor X and Magneto have teamed together because the threat of Sentinels have become too much, and they have come up with a plan to send Wolverine back in time to his past self and to try to avoid the incident that causes a chain of events that eventually ends with the Sentinels taking over the world and hunting down all mutants. So he's sent back in time to reunite the X-Men and combat a threat then, so it doesn't come into the future and kill them all.
Kind of botched the ending there, Chris.
Kind of botched your mom's ending.
Please do. She's a bitch. Okay. Guys.
Girls.
Fantastic movie. Fantastic movie. I don't think you could have cast this movie any better. At all. You know, bringing, of course, bringing back the originals. You know, like Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart. That's it. I was going to call him whatever his name is from Star Trek. And the kids from not Days of Future Past, but from X-Men First Class. I mean, fucking those guys just steal everything they're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're phenomenal. As Chris, you're saying, after you don't, when you watch them, you forget that there's Ian McKellen and Xavier in this movie.
It's incredible because, you know, when you think of Professor X, especially based off the television show and everything, you can't really think of a closer body double to it than Patrick Stewart. And Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen are so incredible as their two roles. So it's almost impossible to think that someone could be better than them. But honestly, when I see James McAvoy as Professor X and Michael Fassbender as Magneto, I completely forget that there's another cast in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I could just watch those two carry on conversations in character about mutants and shit like that for like 3 hours. And
Would you watch them play chess and not talk to each other?
Well, they need to talk to each other. Because otherwise I'm watching a silent movie and then I'd kind of get bored. But if they were just talking about... If they were just exchanging like quesadilla recipes. Like, it's just like, you still use sour cream. What are you, a barbarian? Not all of us have such freedoms, Eric! Not about freedom, it's about taste, you simpleton!
Well, you gotta do it with an Irish accent, because fucking Fassbender doesn't know how to turn that off.
It's not about what you put into it! It's about what it is when it comes together!
Wait, Liam Neeson's in this?
Liam Neeson.
As Magneto.
As Magneto. Don't you take me to that concentration camp there, boy! I'll use my magnetic powers to wrap a chain link rinse around your neck and strangle you dry. Just like, how old was Magneto when he got put in the concentration camp?
Apparently 50.
74.
Yeah.
But no, the Days of Future Past, the first Past crew
Hold on.
is great.
This would explain why his daughter keeps getting kidnapped.
Because she's a mutant,
Yeah.
and mutant people want to take her.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
See?
I mean,
We could do it. We could pull it
I'd
off.
be more terrified of kidnapping Magneto's daughter than Liam Neeson's. I mean, shit your pants inducing, but come on, like, why the fuck? Like, Magneto can like hunt you down and then just like, I don't know, like he can like drag my watch up through my colon and out my mouth if he wants to.
See, I'll get to that in spoilers. Remind me Sentinels and Magneto in spoilers, okay?
I was gonna say, you want me to remind you about watches and colons?
No.
Okay.
But it does remind me of Bullet, if you remember, if you know what I'm talking about.
No, I know what you mean. The days of the first class group, basically McAvoy as X, Fassbender as Magneto, and Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, are far and away just incredible in their roles, casted so well, so phenomenal in their characters. They throughout this story, they all have their own arcs to go through. All of them are done extremely well, and the best part is that this isn't a Wolverine story. Even though he's front and center on most of the posters and the marketing material, it's not his story.
He's in it through the whole thing, but he's background. He's there.
Yeah.
He's there to push the story along in a sense a little bit. But after that, he's
there almost to spark the story. Once it's gone,
that's why I said. That's why I said a little bit.
It's not his actions that'll determine how things are going to go here. It's about every other character's actions and how they're going to change and grow from this. And there's a lot of really interesting things that are done here to show.
We deal with fucking drug use in this movie still.
Yeah,
and we don't get just a flat story in this. We get like little things like drug use and fucking. Learning acceptance or not acceptance. Well, that's every fucking X-Men movie. We have to learn acceptance over again. But changing who we are and stuff like that. And there's a lot of deeper shit in this movie.
I like I say, I said in the pre-show. I mean, I was going into this thinking, I don't want to see another goddamn Wolverine movie. But they did it really well. I mean, a lot of people, and this isn't spoilers. This was known. A lot of people were complaining that the original storyline. It was supposed to be Kitty that went back in time to do this stuff. The problem is the way they've written it.
They can't do it.
Yeah, they can't. We'll do it in spoilers. They can't send Kitty back this time. The only person really eligible that can survive it is Wolverine. So it makes sense that he's the one that goes back.
It makes. Is it known what her role is?
No, not necessarily.
Okay,
no.
Then
because it doesn't even fucking make sense as far as
but
anyway.
That's the part I want to to gripe about.
I didn't even know she had those powers.
Yeah, well, she doesn't.
It's because she doesn't.
But no, I think part of it is that Wolverine obviously is the iconic X-Men as far as the movie franchises go. People know Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, so. They can get him in as much stuff as possible, and it makes sense that when he goes back, he still looks exactly the same. They don't have to recast him.
Except for a little bit of gray hair.
Yeah, they have to
I like the way he looks in that other poster, though.
Yeah, there's another poster where he looks like fucking haggard and has makeup on that makes it look like he was been through a lot, as opposed to like, oh hey, I'm fresh out of World War II, guys, and let's go kick some future Sentinel ass.
Yeah.
But no, I mean it's some really good stuff there, and the movie. If you haven't seen it yet, does not take... It's not like a 50-50 split. This isn't half future, half past. This is a movie that focuses a lot more on the past elements.
Yeah, it's set up in the future and happens in the past, basically.
Yeah. So
we go back to the future a little bit, but nothing really...
The past is ultimately where the story is, whereas the future is more fan service for anyone who watched those original X-Men
Yeah, because who wants to see fucking Storm and shit?
Yeah, who wants to see Colossus do nothing and say nothing again?
2 lines. Yeah. It's two lines. It's still more than less stand.
2 lines, 1 moment. First scene of him in the movie is him getting his ass kicked.
We didn't really get that much of McKellen and Stewart either. Really, there's a couple of little scenes between them, but for the most part, the best things in the original the first few films between those two were when they were conflicting with each other.
Oh, also remind me. Magneto at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Conflicting with each other and arguing and back and forth and this sort of stuff. And by the time this one comes around again, it's right at the start of the film. It's not really a spoiler. It's mutants against extinction, basically. So they're friends. They're working together. Everyone's fine.
Well, they've made that very clear that they're working together. You'll need me too, and all the trailers and shit like that.
Yeah.
So we know that Magneto's working with Xavier for this to happen.
Yeah, well, they show them both in the trailer together.
Yeah. But, I mean, this is a really good movie. I had concerns about this going into it. I was worried that there might be too many weird elements here at play. I wasn't crazy about losing Matthew Vaughn to bring back Brian Singer. I wasn't crazy about that. The Quicksilver stuff, I was like, this dude looks super lame. I was worried about that. And just about every fear I had was completely unfounded. You know, the acting's great in it. The story has.
Is
holes,
that
but
because you might be too critical, Chris?
perhaps maybe I am. Maybe I'm always wrong. Um, but no, Quicksilver is the only thing I would say I was somewhat found the fears were well founded. Not because he himself, what he does is lame. In fact, quite to the contrary, he's probably like the second coolest mutant in this movie, maybe the third. But that costume is still garbage looking. It is the cheapest.
I can look
fucking
past it
fake-
though for what they do with him though.
Yeah,
I can look past it because it's basically he's a rebellious kid in the 70s.
no, it's
You know-
not. It's not that it looks dorky in the 70s. It's that it looks dorky. Period. The fucking wig looks cheap as shit. It
Yeah.
looks like something from a fucking Halloween store garbage bin.
It does.
It looks really bad. The Quicksilver, the actor is okay. The stuff he does is awesome. That fucking wig is garbage, though. That's my only thing I want to say.
So you're fine with this the suit and the goggles.
I mean, he's
I'm
just
not
he's,
crazy on it. It still looks
he's a
cheap, but
rebellious. He's
I
basically
can-
playing the rebellious teen in the 70s with a Pink Floyd t-shirt, some space age looking jacket thing, and and raggedy jeans. It's
I was fine with them, except for the
Yeah.
hair. I completely agree with the
the
hair.
hair looked a little bit silly.
A little bit. It's a lot of bit
it's
silly.
It's kind of like a fop
like-
wig, but it's
it's
like
like-
dusted silver.
it's like they had to spend all of their makeup budget on Beast, and they had nothing left over.
Well,
afterwards.
they minimalized fucking Beast's makeup from the first
I
movie.
know, but they were still like, "This is all we have."
That sucks though. I liked Beast's makeup from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I know most people didn't like it because he couldn't talk in it, and that's probably why they changed it because they had to dub all of his lines in the second movie or the first movie.
Yeah.
But I think we should play a game today.
Okay.
To what does Gav think the future holds for these movies now that we've seen this one? Like, let's see, what does Gav speculate's going to happen now?
Honestly,
I really, before you start talking,
Go on.
I really do think at the end of every comic book movie, we need to have a Gav speculate scene or part where he can throw out his obnoxious theories of nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry they're obnoxious. I'll keep my mouth shut, shall I?
Your weird, convoluted theories.
That's how my mind works. Look, I'm a pseudo writer in my own head as it is. I like to explore where stories can go and alternate versions of where these stories go. What I'd have done with this story. Admittedly, they do cap this off pretty well. I wouldn't actually. I don't want to sound negative. I wouldn't actually be too bothered now if this was the end of the series.
Yeah, but we kind of know it's not.
No, we know it's not, but it capped at a really nice point.
This
Yeah.
is definitely a lot better of an end for this series than fucking Last Stand was.
Yeah.
Because Last Stand was just like, here, just be depressed. Everything you know is gone. It's all gone. Wait, Magneto moved a little fucking piece. Maybe there's some, maybe just a little something, but everything else is gone.
But by the way, we're scrapping our Origins Magneto movie. Okay.
Yeah.
We've kind of done that. The only thing that I would see them do now with the past cast would be the founding of the X-Men, basically.
That was the
Bringing the actual founding. Bringing the
Bringing the original cast.
Oh, so you mean
Yeah.
like a first class first class movie that has Storm.
establishing the school as a school
Like,
rather than
Fuck, who is the original cast of the X-Men?
It's Jean Grey, Beast, Iceman, and Angel. And well, one of them's there. One of them's already used in a different way, and then the other two, I guess they could add in if they wanted to, but are going to be radically different in age than the other two.
Yeah. See, it's actually, up to now, the school, although it's called a school, wasn't really established as such, was it? It was more of a military kind of thing that they did the best they could with.
Wait, what?
In first class, it wasn't...
No, it was a school. It was
Yeah.
It wasn't like a school as in, I mean, it didn't have a faculty, but it was there to
Yeah.
teach those kids how to control their powers.
exactly
Chris, you
what
missed
I mean.
Cyclops. Cyclops is an original. Professor X, Cyclops, Iceman, Archangel, Angel,
Okay. I knew I was missing somebody, but I couldn't remember. if
Beast,
Cyclops-
and Phoenix.
Yeah. Well, she was just Marvel Girl at that time. At
Yeah.
that time,
Yeah.
wasn't she?
But-
Yeah,
but what I-
Marvel
what-
Girl,
what I
Phoenix,
mean is-
Jean.
But what I mean is actually establishing it as, as we knew it going into the first film. The whole school, kids live there. It's, it's a sanctuary for special kids, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But as we get, there is a post-credit scene which I won't spoil, but yeah, we kind of know where we're going.
All right, Gav. It's offered to you. Here's an elixir. You take it.
Chris, that was my question.
You're going
you
to
asshole.
You're going to become a mutant, but you don't know what power you're going to get. Do you take it?
Judging by my life right now, fuck yeah. Anything more interesting than what I've got right now?
All right, let's roll a 1d20 to see what you get. Because this is going to be...
Are there good powers on this?
Yes.
No.
They're all of them but one are Toad.
Okay.
Let's see, roll dice. 1. And you got Toad.
Right.
So your cheeks all puff out, you get a big toad, long tongue, and you just smell.
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Okay.
Blob, you just get really fat.
Okay, so let's get back to the movie now. Visuals for this movie, great, except for, I had a problem with, Wolverine's really bad, gray hair that you can see the makeup on, the glue that holds it in place.
At least we're not seeing Wolverine's claws.
CGI was good, the special effects for makeup were bad.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. They knew their focus target, they focused on Mystique, they focused on Beast.
My
Great.
God,
Mystique
she was great.
is incredible in this movie. Mystique is my favorite part of this movie because they took a character who is not one of my top 5 mutants or anything like that. She's always just kind of been Magneto's lackey, what I've kind of known throughout the movie or the comics, or not the comics, the TV shows and the movies.
Yep.
But in this, she became a badass. She became someone I'd fear on the level of Wolverine. She's intelligent. She's dedicated. She has her own story in this one. It's not just, who's going to love me. She has an entire arc to go through, and she is legitimately a very interesting character.
I don't. Is she a huge spoiler in this show to not say her role, but to say that she has a decent to a.
She's a complicated character here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not just this isn't just Magneto's lanky or lackey, or this isn't just the old woman scorned or anything like that. This is
They develop her character a lot in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
They develop a lot of their character, characters in this show.
The trailer makes it look like Wolverine's story. This is not. It's Mystique's story. Start to end.
This is Mystique.
That's the part that I didn't know if I was a spoiler or not to say if it was Mystique's story. But since you said it,
she's a big factor just as much as Magneto and Xavier are. It's their actions that are going to determine whether or not these Sentinels get made.
yeah. And the best thing is when you watch the first X-Men Days of Future Past, right, or the first X-Men First Class, that movie is essentially Magneto is a badass, right?
Yeah.
You watch this one, Mystique is a badass.
She is incredible. She is as much of a badass as Wolverine has ever appeared in these movies. She's spinning around tables, kicking fuckers in the head, flipping around them, choking guys out, sliding underneath the table, kicking other people out. She's so fucking cool in this movie.
And one of the things I did notice as well, whether it's because Singer's back in charge, but you can definitely see how this character would evolve into the Mystique we knew from the first film.
Mm-hmm.
Because
if she was left alone.
the moves, yeah, exactly. The moves, the abilities, the power, the attitude. In this film, she's much more. She's younger, so there's much more passion and emotion and
hotter.
And yeah, basically, there's a lot more fire. There's
What?
a lot more fire in it to balance out. But you can see definitely that after years and experience and being tempered by life as as she is, you can definitely see where she become the cold-hearted, well, as Wolverine calls her, cold-hearted bitch that we get in X-Men 1.
She's so hot in this movie. She's so hot. I'd vote Mystique. Blue and all.
Oh yeah. What if she turns into a dude halfway through it though?
Uh,
Midway through she turns into Gav.
Thanks,
Just with a vagina, so you're still inside of him.
Oh,
How do we know that's not normal for him?
hey.
Investigate? I don't want to.
Yeah, Chris ruined this whole
I don't feel
show.
like being part of this discussion anymore.
If I could have a superpower, I didn't want to turn into Gav. But yeah, I really really fucking love this movie. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't feel like it's rushed or anything. It's perfectly paced. You're not sitting there waiting for something to happen a lot. And I like it. The fight scenes are fucking awesome. I like the music to it too. I had a big problem with Godzilla with the soundtrack. I don't have that problem with this one.
I wasn't crazy on it. I didn't notice it.
That's
But-
the why I liked it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't notice it.
But no, I mean, it's tough to find big faults in this. You can pick apart the plot, and we probably will during.
We will in spoilers.
But ultimately, this is a fun comic book movie. It's a really nice piece of fan service if you watch the original films.
Chris,
What?
this or Captain America 1?
The first one?
Yeah.
I like Captain America 1 more, but that's just because I'm a Captain America fan. It was more fun for me. But I understand other people will like difference.
I like this one more.
If you say First Class versus Captain America 1, though, First Class.
Oh yeah, definitely.
First
There's no.
Class is probably like maybe it may be my favorite comic book movie because that is just fucking like
It's epic.
it's just great. But anyway, this one's
Watch
really,
X-Men First Class.
really excellent movie. The future, the past pieces between anytime McAvoy and fucking Fassbender on the screen together, you're getting something great. And I really enjoyed this one. I give it like a solid A minus.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm too picky though. You know.
Wow.
I'm too close-minded.
Well, you're closed-minded on the trailer part.
Yeah.
Once you see the movie, you're okay, but you're picky on the trailer.
I'm just too picky in general.
Yeah. You need to stop that, Chris. You're making people upset.
Yeah. or person.
Yeah. You need to just shut your mouth and enjoy what you see. Mm-hmm. Gav, what do you think? D.
No, I'm actually thinking this is my film of the year so far. To be honest,
Okay.
I mean, I gave. Oh God, I'm blank. What last week?
Godzilla?
Godzilla. I gave Godzilla an
I'm
A.
gonna punch you in the vagina, Gav.
I go back. Blank,
He has.
You know what? I sat through this and I literally only had one question that I raised that I had a problem with. I'm giving this all away. This is A plus for me. This is my film of the year.
This is an A for me.
A plus, Gav. You're
What?
ridiculous.
I gave
It's
Godzilla
not.
an
It's. I don't think it's an A plus movie, but I think it's a solid A.
A. I gave
Yeah.
Godzilla an A. This is better than Godzilla for me.
Well, time for Gav to lead the call now.
You with your stupid opinions.
Plus, as Twitter has without going spoilers, as Twitter has exclaimed, it's basically written off 2 of the previous franchise films.
It's written off
Yeah.
all of them.
So that's escalated it for me.
Yeah. Every movie up to this one is now
Except
different.
for, yeah, except
This
for
one
First
and
Class.
Days of and First Class are now
Wait.
gone.
Technically, it does get rid of all of the movies, yeah, but specifically it gets rid of X3 and the Wolverine.
Yeah.
No, you mean Origins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have that big of a problem? Look, I understand the Silver Samurai kind of sucked, but the Wolverine was ultimately pretty good.
Yeah. It was that and the part where he's fighting on the train
Yeah.
and he jumps from the train. I know what it is with Wolverine and that stupid yell. He needs to learn that he has to have an inside voice sometimes. But guys, we're gonna get into some spoilers here. If you don't want to get spoiled for this movie, get the fuck out now. And I'd say this is one of those that you shouldn't be here. Go watch this movie. Don't listen to us talk about it. Go actually see it, and then
Good
come
check
back.
out 4-day weekend for many people, so.
Yep. Then come back and listen to what we had to say. But if you want to ruin the movie for yourself, you can stay in here and listen to us. bitch about some things and pretty much
Whine about why Shadowcat has these powers.
Yeah, find out why. Yeah. And then bitch about some things and then fangasm about the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So, last warning, get the fuck out now. Guys, how can fucking everybody dies. Everybody apparently dies.
Yeah, everybody dies. Some people twice.
Yes. Most people twice.
Graphically, generally, too.
Yeah.
Not like,
Yeah,
I got slashed in the back, I'm done for. It's like, oh, hey, I'm going to rip Colossus literally in half during
half. This is the weird thing. There's no blood in this film. Well, there's a little bit, but in the really big violent scenes, there's no blood. But Jesus, this gets dark.
Fucking Iceman getting his head ripped off, or stepped on.
We finally see Iceman in full ice form, and all that means is that a Sentinel can grab him
and break
snap his neck off. not break it, literally just snap his head off and then crush it.
We get Warpath kind of getting a facial.
Oh my god,
that's brutal. You just see this Sentinel holding him above his head, and then just the Sentinels have got like death beams. If you think of the Destroyer from Thor,
yeah,
they're basically very much like those. And he literally just like
lowers him
down and just feeds him face first into this beam of death.
Yeah,
it's like ah.
And
then fucking Blink. We can't stab her once. We need to stab her 4 times.
12 times. Douche.
Well, she gets
Blink is like the second coolest mutant in this movie because her powers should be lame as shit. Like, you should just be like, Blink, who the fuck cares? They fucking made that chick look incredible in this movie.
As over the top as they went with Nightcrawler in the second film and made his, just being able to teleport, blah, 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 as awesome as it was, they did the exact same thing with Blink. She can make portals. Whoop.
Oh, she's made like 7 portals and all the Sentinels are killing each other? Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
She's basically like Portal the video game, but on steroids.
Yeah. It goes from, can make one portal there to one portal there to, I'm going to do shit so that you're absolutely fucked.
Fucking loved what she did with Colossus.
Where she like drops
uses momentum.
Gets him all the way down, then sends him back through the floor, and then perpendicular to it, just sends him flying out the door and crushes a couple Sentinels. It's really cool seeing Colossus has in the movie. Everything else is him getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
With a grand total of 2 lines to make up for it.
There's one where the Sentinels are attacking, and obviously Bishop's main power is he can supercharge his gun by absorbing energy from other mutants. Or, energy, basically, sort of thing. And because obviously they're miles, they're like 10 kilometers away or something like that, so she opens a portal next to them where they're flying, and one right in front of him so he can just shoot through it.
Yep.
Just clever little things like that.
She was the most useful fucking mutant in the future parts.
Oh, yeah.
They would have been fucked without her.
Yeah. And then you get fucking Warpath, who's just like, they're coming! Just like one dude with the radar is like, we know!
What was Warpath's original abilities?
Super strength, speed, agility, and eventually he got flight. Oh, and senses. Basically, he's like the ultimate fighter.
He's a super scout, sort of thing. Yeah.
But yeah, that...
Yeah, and this is just a case of he sits on a hill with his eyes closed and can detect things coming.
It's pretty intense.
Fuck Warpath. More like Boarpath, am I right? Nah. Okay. So...
You were crying.
I know. It's fucking Warpath. He makes me cry. But, let's see. What can we spoil about this movie? Oh, how does fucking Kitty Cat send him back in time? Because I thought fucking
it's
Bishop
some
was
bullshit
supposed to...
power. They're just like, Shadowcat could do this.
Apparently, like, she is the one that developed time travel, but I
thought Bishop did it. Didn't Bishop do it?
Bishop's always the time traveler.
Yeah, but Bishop is the one who does it in the original.
No, he's the one that comes back and warns people. It's actually Kitty that does go back in the original Days of Future Past storyline.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But what the thing is, I think she was involved with the creation because I think it does extend her powers of traveling through things. She does get some sort of effect over machines at some point. Like she's like a natural
But that's
EMP
but
or
that's
something.
that's not what we're seeing.
No.
You have to take what we know of her now, not what we know of her in other forms.
So basically, I still think she in the comic books had something to do with the creation of time travel.
You're still ignoring what I'm saying.
No, I'm not. You're not letting me finish. She had something to do physically with the creation of the time travel device or the technology involved in it, which is why she's the one that went back because she knew how to send herself back.
Yeah, I don't care about the comic.
For some reason now they've decided that she just has the power to mentally project people back in time. And that is right out of somebody's ass.
Yeah, the whole thing is out of her ass, but the thing is that we have nothing telling us that she has these powers up until she uses it.
Yeah. No, I get that.
It would have been nice to be like, like a quick exposition dump from Xavier, explaining the plan.
If you've seen it in the trailers where you see like Wolverine with like glowing hands at either side of him, that's basically Kitty's new power. She can project a person into their their consciousness into their past self.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense for her.
She's been using it to avoid the Sentinels. Basically, whenever they attack, she sends Bishop back to his past self to warn them where they're going to be, and so they can move out before the attack. That's how they've been surviving. But for now, it seems they want to do one massive attempt and send Wolverine all the way back to the 70s.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense that she would have these powers.
No, I know, but
just out of context of what we've seen with her before. They explain perfectly well why Wolverine has to go back instead of her.
Yeah.
So, for me, it was 50. It was a 50% that they got it right. They got the Wolverine explanation right, but they didn't get why she couldn't go right.
Well, I suppose they do if they did why she couldn't go because she's the one that has to send.
Yeah, but they didn't. There's no reason to it doesn't make any sense to why she has the powers to why she can't go.
Well, she can't go back because she wasn't alive in the 70s.
Never mind. We're moving on. I'm just gonna be hitting a brick wall over and 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 over. But that Chris, what was the one thing that you brought up? No, it was Gav. Who was it? The claws.
Oh no! He somehow Wolverine has his metal claws back in the future part, even though he lost them in the Wolverine. So at some point between the Wolverine and Days of Future Past, Professor X must have just been like, "All right, send him back to Weapon X because we really need those claws back."
Even though Wolverine made the decision to do it himself, but
I mean, it's not an easy process to fucking bond that shit back.
Well, it would be if Magneto did it for him.
That's the thing. Yeah, Magneto could do it.
Maybe maybe he was using the bone claws all the way up till. I'm gonna pull a Gav here. Maybe Magneto or Wolverine was using the bone claws all the way up until the part where Xavier became allies with Magneto again. And then they put him back in him.
It's very possible that happened, and honestly, it barely is noticeable because he doesn't fight in the future part. All he does is actually.
Yeah, but they make a plot point of it where he stabs Katie.
Yeah, but the bone claws would still stabbed her too.
But
yeah.
It's just one of those things that they didn't explain. So you're just like, how do you get this back?
It makes more sense because we see him fighting Sentinels with the bone claws in the past, and they don't do shit.
Most people didn't see the Wolverine, so they also could have just been like, why even fucking bother? People aren't going to realize he was supposed to not have them.
To be fair, considering the fact that Professor X is there, and we all saw him get disintegrated.
Exploded. Yeah.
And that, I'm guessing, like Chris went through the explanation of the whole mental transfer thing. It doesn't explain why he looks like he does, but whatever. He's there. Just ignore the previous films. We're moving on. Singer's basically said, you know what? The films that I weren't involved in, fuck them.
Just ignore them.
Yeah.
My bad.
I'm sorry I caused a problem for 3 by being a bitch. But no, it's fucking Chris. What do you want to talk about? You have a lot of stuff that you want to talk about. And I forgot one of the things what was it? I told you guys to remind me.
Magneto?
About watches and colons, Magneto.
Oh,
the
got
bullet.
it.
The bullet.
No, the bullet was I was just referencing something to you.
No, wait, he twists the bullet. down. He shoots what's her name in the leg, and
Yeah. I know that, but I was just bringing that up.
Striker, then maybe.
That I got the one thing, but I think I solved it. When Magneto dies at the end, in the future part,
Yeah.
he gets stabbed with the Sentinel part, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why he couldn't move it. Got it.
Yep, because they're not metal.
Yep, they're space age polymers or something.
Yeah.
Something bullshit like that.
Yeah. Though I don't understand that because you see when Magneto takes control of them in the past part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they must have been like the weakest things ever if that's all Magneto had to do for a while.
Well, no,
Well-
he's basically controlling them by puppeting them. They're
Yeah.
probably not. The brains might be on. Oh no, because it actually shows them in brain, doesn't it? Oh no, because he releases it. He releases one and says, "Go do what you're supposed to do." So it attacks mutants. Yeah, that makes sense. But basically, for those that are not, they try to make sure they know about Magneto, so they make sure there's no metal in these things. And he basically rips up railway track, and like does something so it becomes almost liquid or string-like, and basically and merges it into the systems of the Sentinels, so he can essentially puppet them. But they do have full function as if they're fully autonomous-looking robots.
He basically kind of like rewired them in a sense a little bit.
Yeah, by just giving them strings.
I kind of like the idea of them doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was creative, a creative way to do something different with the Sentinel. Though I hated the original Sentinel design. They look like shit.
They're cheesy looking, but I also think like it's 70s.
Yeah.
Based on the fact that like the Sentinels we all know and love are so 80s and 90s, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but I still like the original design. I don't know why. I just like the
I
original.
think they could have kept the head. They could have.
I wanted the head that we saw in what, X-Men 2?
Yeah.
Or was that The Last Stand? We saw them.
It was Last Stand because it had Colossus in it. Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to see the head. But I wouldn't get that, even in the future or the past part. Made me mad. I want to see real Sentinels.
Man.
Chris, so what do you think about the movie? Anything you want to talk
I
about?
think my favorite moment of the movie, because there's really great scenes with McAvoy and Fassbender talking, but I think my favorite moment is McAvoy as Professor X has just again kind of realized like it's fucking hopeless, we can't do this. So Wolverine encourages him to go into his mind so that he can see what's happening. And by doing that, he's able to connect briefly to the future. So we see both Professor X's having a conversation with each other. And that's where, if you've watched the trailer, so many lines come for. Where it's like, I don't want your future! Because McAvoy can fucking act the shit out of a scene and not make it look silly. And Professor X has that great line where he's just like, we need you to hope again. And it's just a great moment for the character. You see everything kind of come together. And it gives this moment where he's at the end of the movie and the line is, just because someone stumbles doesn't mean they're lost forever. And we get to see that in two ways. With Magneto, we see it, he's trying to convince him, you don't have to go this way. Magneto's not going to do it. He's going to go his own way. But he shows it to Mystique. She has the chance to kill Bolivar, doesn't do it. She uses a plan to basically make it that she would maybe be killed instead of all of them, has another chance, and then Xavier convinces her not to. So she goes off on her own, but she's basically become the hero now because she saved the president and all of his men. She didn't kill Bolivar Trash. She didn't have to resort to violence to solve her problems. She resorted to a peaceful
little
solution.
problem with that, though.
Why is that?
She still pulled a gun on the president.
She still did, but she didn't fire.
Yeah, but she still pulled the gun on the president.
Yeah, but she can look like anyone, so it's not going to catch her.
Yeah, see, the thing is, she did pull the gun on the president, but in the end, she played the smartest move she possibly could. If Magneto had killed her, that basically that would rip apart his whole his code basically, because it's all televised. He's made it all. Yes, okay, he was willing to kill her for the greater good, but if he's seen on TV declaring peace for mutants and we shall rise up, and then kills a mutant, it completely undermines everything he said. As the story plays out, it turns out that a mutant was actually the biggest threat to to the world since ever. Was actually responsible for saving the president.
who in
the free
turn
world.
then put the gun back on the president. The
No,
thing
she
is,
she put the gun on Trask.
yeah, but still, she's threatening. She's threatening the somebody close to the president. Blah 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 blah. That's in there. The thing is that I find a little bit silly. She doesn't kill him. She's still pointing a gun at him. Magneto leaves and shit like that. And then you get the headline, like Trask thing canceled or whatever, program canceled. I'm like, well, we were just shown that Magneto's loose. Yes, he's out in the world running around being a dick, probably still. And you just got a gun pulled on you guys for at least a good 4 minutes, 5 minutes, while they were talking to her. By a blue chick who can change her form to anybody in the world. This would still, if coming from me, this would still show me that the Sentinels were something that we might want to invest in.
No, not at all. Because in their first run out, they're taken over by Magneto.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. I would.
The Sentinels are null and void. They're too easily compromisable.
They're
Weapon
not.
X, however, because we still see Strikers involved.
Gav.
What?
The first iteration of the Sentinels are out. Yes, I would agree there. But that doesn't mean we go back to the drawing board.
It doesn't, and there's nothing saying that they have.
Mm-hmm.
The future came what it was because she did that action, because she got apprehended, her genes got used in the Sentinels, and that's what makes them so powerful. Sentinels could still exist, but they aren't as strong. They aren't the threat they were before. So, and there's also the possibility that peace does become more of an option. It's not saying the war's over. It's just saying that they're on a better path right now, and Mystique is on a better path.
I don't know. I just figured that no matter what, the outcome of that movie wouldn't have made Life for Mutants better. Because the only good...
No, I mean, we're still in a shit place, especially because Magneto's still out there.
Yeah.
People are still going to be worried about that threat. And even more, they're now basically creating like a Black Panthers movement where all the mutants are now going to stand up and, not take it anymore.
Fuck, what does he call it? What's the name of it?
Brotherhoods.
The Brotherhood.
Brotherhood of Mutants.
Yeah. But, it's the only thing about that movie to me, the way I look at it, I'm like, well, now you give me a little bit more reason to make sure you guys are controlled a little more.
But remember, the whole scene of of Trask getting his own way was because he was playing off the fear and the shock of what had happened at that peace conference. It was manipulation by him basically of a fearful president wanting to react, and I think now the way they left it, obviously they showed that Nixon was more.
That was a really fat Nixon, by the way.
It was a good Nixon, though.
He sounded good, but it was a really fat Nixon.
They made it so that he, obviously, by the end of things, he was a lot more logical, calmed down. He'd seen it from another side.
How come I've never seen this stuff from the Nixon era? I never heard about the baseball stadium around this thing, and I'm beginning to think this isn't taking place in reality, guys.
I'm beginning to think this is all made up. I don't remember Magneto being in my history book.
Yeah.
But
I don't remember Magneto reading about the Kennedy assassination that Magneto did it. Oh, by the way, people believed Magneto killed Kennedy.
He did. Accidentally.
Yeah.
No. Apparently, he was trying to save him because Kennedy was a mutant.
Well, yeah, but he accidentally killed him with the pull.
Yeah, he accidentally killed him because someone stopped him before he could fully control it away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gav, you dummy dumb.
I wasn't listening. No one listens to me.
Nah.
But no, I think that there is a chance going on from this. They're not going to do it. They need conflict for a film. It's an action movie. But I think going on from this, you can get a bit of a balance. Hell, that might be how the school is formed. It might be not the Registration Act, but it might be Xavier basically takes on the role and says, look, we know we're powerful, we know we're a threat, but not if we're educated correctly.
Oh. Do you remember the scene where Wolverine's like, you need to find so-and-so, so-and-so, Storm, so-and-so, and so-and-so, and so-and-so?
Yeah, yeah.
He uses their X-Men names. Why don't you give him their actual names? It might be a little bit easier for him to find them.
Well, he gives them two. He says Jean and Scott, but he still says Storm.
Yeah.
No, he says Aurora.
No, he says Storm.
No, he says
But
Storm.
he says Scott and Jean, and I think that's because they never really reference what her fucking name is in that movie, in the movie franchise. So maybe he just didn't want to say Aurora, so like people would go next to their fucking like friend, like who the fuck's Storm or who the fuck's Aurora?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do say, I think that my favourite part of it was just the bit where the introduction basically between Wolverine and past Professor X.
I told you there was no professor here.
Yeah, and McAvoy can swear up a storm.
Fuck off!
And I'm gonna tell you what you told me. Fuck off!
And he does a little bit with the F as well. He's like, fuck off!
There were a lot of like.
I know you.
There were a lot of great, like, hilarious scenes like that in this movie.
Yeah.
I know that's not supposed to be hilarious, but because of you future knowledge shit, or past knowledge shit, it makes that funny. But like, even stuff with fucking Magneto's, just fucking, they're in the plane, they're arguing, Magneto's crushing the plane,
Yeah.
and they get done, and he's like, "You gonna pick that stuff up?"
My brother thought that was like the funniest line in the movie. He couldn't explain why. He was just like laughing his ass off.
You get that little look that McKellen does it as well. The little like side eye, like.
I'm gonna murder the shit out of you. It's like he knows. He's like, one day your body's gonna be fucking full of metal.
And I'm gonna tell you about it too. Oddly.
Yeah. What's that one line as well? There's something like.
Imagine if those were metal.
Are we best friends in the future then as well? Because no, I've tried to take you out a few times. Because how's that worked out for you?
We're both survivors.
Yeah.
Don't look like much of a survivor.
I thought he said, "Who's a survivor now?" or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember the exact line. Just I know he references it before he hurls Wolverine's fucking concrete-filled ass into the ocean.
Yeah.
into the river.
Like, riddles him with fucking iron rebar out of the destroyed baseball stadium and launches him into the fucking river.
Yeah.
No Stan Lee cameo, by the way, in case anyone's curious.
He wasn't in the other ones though.
He wasn't in First Class. He was in the other X-Men movies, but
Yeah, he was in Spider-Man as well. He's
No.
He's in some of the non-Marvel franchise stuff.
Yeah, but I don't think he was ever in any of the X-Men movies.
yeah, he was. He was in X3. He was the guy with the hose that goes up when fucking jeans.
Yeah. Sweet, they're keeping him out. Nothing breaks. Huh?
I think they just decided not to keep using him, or he decided not to keep doing every movie that comes up.
Well, nothing breaks a Superman movie reminding me that or not Superman, but a comic book movie reminding me that this guy's the guy who created him. Nothing breaks it.
There are a few cameos in here, but I don't personally know the guys that are in there. I forget who it was.
Oh, Gav, do you know the guy who? Never mind, I'm not gonna do it. Guy who played Quicksilver's from Kick-Ass.
Yeah, I know those.
And did you know that the?
And if you get to Avengers, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are brother and sister, but in Godzilla, they're fucking husband and wife and making out. Weird.
Oh, okay. Chris Claremont is in this. Is a thing in this. He's a writer for X-Men.
Oh yeah, Chris Claremont. Who's
Yeah.
he in this?
He was just a random bystander. It wasn't a spoken line. Newton Thomas Siegel was in this, who's the cinematographer for all the Bryan Singer directed X-Men films, and Bryan Singer himself put himself in this film as a photographer when Mystique jumps out the window. So they're just background things.
Yeah, but the thing is like I know what Bryan Singer looks like, and most people don't. So when he's in there, you don't notice him. But
No.
everybody knows who Stan Lee looks like.
Because the Stan Lee cameo in and of itself has almost become a joke now.
Yeah.
And it needs to seriously stop. To me, it does. It doesn't ruin the movie, but it ruins the moments of movies.
There are some that are good. The one in Iron Man was good when he was playing Hef. Because he looks like him. I like
the only good one.
Yeah.
Only good one. Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Yeah. I knew you were going to reference that one.
where he was in the library.
He was the janitor, yeah.
Yeah, listening to the music, and while the fight was going on behind him.
Yeah.
Hysterical. But everything else, it's fucking garbage. Every last one of them, you know, him as a redneck trying to pull the hammer out of the ground and shit like that. No, go fuck yourself. Or as the driver.
Did I get it?
Who doesn't notice they just ripped the bed out of the truck? Idiot. Fucking Stan Lee. I'm surprised you...
Jerk Stan Lee, jerk face, jerk.
Chris, I'm so pissed that you guys didn't kill Stan Lee in my campaign.
He's just supposed to cameo.
I put Stan and Lee in my campaign and you guys didn't kill them.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot in this film. So it's actually
You guys are gonna see him again.
Spoilers are not going to be. Sorry, we're going to actually be kind of spoiler light because there's so much in this film we can't really spoil.
Yeah, we can't really talk about everything in this movie unless we're going to go on for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I mean, the one last thing is that it's really cool to see everyone at the end. There's a really cool nod to all the past X-Men with just about everyone cameoing in it, including fucking James Marsden in a great moment because he sees Jean and he's like, Jean, and he goes up to touch her face, and then Scott slaps his hands like, yo, buddy, what the fuck? I'm right
Some things never change.
I love that bit, and it was cool to see James there, even though his glasses look kind of dorky. It was cool to see him there because he was one of the ones I did not think. Him and Kelsey Grammer as being...
Yeah, I was surprised to see Kelsey Grammer.
Because there had to be a shit ton of makeup for one scene of him walking down. Like, are you the classic and Logan?
Apparently he was going to be a more substantial role in the future sections. Probably maybe a replacement for Warpath or something, but he couldn't because he was doing... what's he doing? Transformers.
Wait, he's in Expendables, Transformers, and this?
Yes, he's doing Transformers 4.
God damn, Kelsey Grammer might win our How Many Fucking Movies Are You In This Year award.
No, he's still got a couple more to go to catch up Liam Neeson.
True.
But yeah, the one little touch I really did like was Patrick Stewart at the end. When he's saying, you know, shouldn't you be teaching a class by now? And he's just Professor X, as we remember him from the films, you know, being all, you know, just him. And then he says, yeah, my history's a little bit sketchy. Everything after 1973. And you just see the realization on his face, and it's like a complete character swap. You can see the pressure of like keeping secrets lift. And he's like, oh,
well, I
shit,
thought
we
he said.
talk.
He said earlier that the only one who would remember this would be Wolverine.
Yes.
I think that's changed because past Professor X talked to future Professor X, so past Professor X now has all those...
No, right. What he means is Wolverine's the only one that's going to remember the Sentinel future.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
because
I got confused.
Obviously, Professor X knows about that because he was there in 73.
Yeah.
Beast knows it. You know, everyone knows it apart from...
He doesn't know the life he got it from from the moment he left till now.
Exactly.
I got confused.
Yeah.
My brain
so
hurts.
Wolverine gets to lose his memory again.
Yeah.
Kinda.
This time it didn't take a bullet to the head to do it.
Yeah. See? They retconned everything.
Thank God. You guys should watch X-Men or X-Men Origins Wolverine. That movie's great. So we got a after credit scene, guys.
Yeah. Look, if you haven't seen this film yet, okay, we're going to spoil it for you anyway. It's not worth sitting all the way through to see. It's the
Age of Apocalypse is the next movie. That's all you need to know.
It's the exact same scene as the end of the Avengers,
except lamer because the fucking Apocalypse here looks like he's 12 years old, so he looks super emo.
Yeah, skinny as all hell. The only interesting part to it is it looks like they're going straight into the Horsemen, because you see Apocalypse hands in the air, just super constructing a pyramid all by himself, while people chant his name. And then as it pans around, you see 4 horsemen stood on the horizon. So they're going straight into Horsemen from Apocalypse. Like, I suppose that makes sense if it's a film. But I don't know. We'll see where they go. Like I say, I think they could have done something quite good in between, like this one and X1. I don't even know. I can't even tell where they're going with this. Are they going to try and do this again, or are they going with the future cast, the past cast?
They're doing the past cast.
That's the only thing I could imagine.
They can't. They're not doing anything with the future cast anymore.
Yeah, that continuity's done.
Yeah, but how are they going to shoehorn Wolverine into this one?
Because Wolverine's ageless.
He's still in there. Yeah, he's still
Yeah,
there.
he's still there, but now he's got other things going on. I mean, depending on how quick they go into this next storyline, surely he's got to have time to get Weapon X in there somewhere.
We don't know because Mystique's the one who took him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Gab, did you even watch the movie?
Of course I did.
Maybe he never gets metal claws.
Mm.
We never know because we didn't see his claws out at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he never got the metal claws. Dun dun dun. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, guys, you gotta see this movie. This is a fucking fantastic movie. There's a lot to talk about it, but we'll let you guys see it.
Yeah, there's literally too much to talk about.
Yeah, there's way too much to talk about in this movie. But I'm extremely happy I saw this movie. I'm definitely fucking buying this. Any guys last words? Anything?
Pretty much.
Colossus still gets. Colossus
Yeah,
still
Colossus
gets
still to appear in a movie and do anything useful.
Yeah. That's sad because he's a badass.
Yeah.
Let's have a moment for silence for Colossus here.
Fuck, one more silence. I'm just gonna go watch Quicksilver scene again.